Ho, it's good to see you again.
Don't really want to kill anything off because of the risk of redemption, which is probably going to be played alongside the Ragnaros.
Or if a minion that's really weak comes out of this Pilot Shredder. There's a lot of possibilities. Let's see what comes out.
Oh, here we go.
They're going to go for the Shredder kill, try to bait out that redemption first, and it hits a minion. And that is that
17
enough?
damage.
17 damage?
Wow.
My God.
But I can tell you what, Sylvanas is looking fantastic on this board. Because once again, Santa Barbara's in a spot where they're not particularly worried about the burst potential from Ohio State. I mean, they kind of just showed that they can't kill you this turn.
This is as good as it gets. The Ragnaros on board is pretty much what they can do.
Yeah.
But are they thinking of redemption right now?
I mean, it's got to be on your mind. I certainly don't want to attack the Tyrion. If the Tyrion just attacked my minion this turn, I don't think I need to kill it. I think I can just play the Sylvanas, push the damage, and lean on the 2 Savage Roars to try to end the game. And I think that's what they see.
There is this weird thing of what if your opponent silences their own Ragnaros if they have it, and then they have 14 on the board?
That's going to take 2 perfect cards.
It's got to take 2 perfect cards. It's one of those things that you have to consider. They use 1 Savage Roar here. They're going to kill Ragnaros?
Wow.
Oh, they are going to be so disappointed.
I think they realize they're going to have to kill something here like that. Wow, this board state actually... Ohio State has outs to win. Yeah.
Right here,
Consecration, True Silver Champion, Coghammer.
Oh!
Whoa!
There it is.
That's Hearthstone.
Wow. The ultimate punish.
Wow.
Such a weird line of play from UC Santa Barbara in that last turn. And it ends up coming back to bite them.
Yeah, very defensive play.
There's a lot that's going to go into it next turn. So
this is a tough turn.
Wait, there's also the idea that you might die because the board gets too big from competitive spirit. So I think this might be the best way to hedge. And they're going to go for an Innervate swipe play. But I think they ran out of time, so this is I don't know if this will work out the way they want. They're just going to go ahead and swipe face.
You know what? I actually love the swipe face here. This is actually kind of brilliant because with 3 minions on board and the Force Nature Savage Roar to back this up.
Well, they're only going to have 2 now, but
wow, they would. Yeah. There's no redemption though. It's competitive spirit. This is
wow. If they pick up Blessing of Kings, that's game.
Yeah, that would have been game.
That would have been very close.
But if they only clear 1 creature off, well, they got to decide quick because they're running out of time. I can imagine that they would think that. They've been playing safe throughout this series and their series in the game before.
Oh my
goodness.
Gosh. Ohio State just won the game.
Well, they don't know what secret that is. They might think that it's
well, you know what? There's no option. They have to go for it.
They have to go for it.
Yeah, their hand is already played for them.
Maybe UC Santa Barbara was thinking they could go for a little bit of a bluff, but there's no way.
Yeah, at this point, they can't cycle for Wild Growth to just for insurance. You know, they have to go for this Force Nature Savage Roar, but it's just come down to this. And if they don't, they lose. They can. I mean, they can also use it to clear if they really feel like it's defensive, but that's just losing.
Well, first the thing you have to do is attack face, and then you get attack face, you get the word that it's not Noble Sacrifice, and that ends the game. Yeah, I mean, their hands were tied. This play was 100% made for them. And the non-defensive play from Santa Barbara may have cost them this game.
And it's so interesting because we've always seen these players take a more conservative route, but the one time that they choose to take aggressive...
The one risk.
Yeah, they take a risk, and they end up paying for it, and that means Ohio State is 1 game away from being the champions. The Mysterious Challenger to get frozen, and all of a sudden you get like this weird pocket that Temple Mage can find a way to win the game.
And that's really what the Flamewaker here is supposed to be causing, is just to be a nuisance.
Well, they certainly want a hero power, so I would get that out of the way.
Well, they're going to choose to push.
Well, considering the situation, if they had all the information, they would know that this is the right play because, you know, there's just a rag in the hand. If they traded off their board, it would have been more likely that rag would hit the Mysterious Challenger. So... Wow.
I mean, that gives a really strong chance that you can survive here. You can Arcane Missiles and Ragnaros this turn.
I mean, that was like the best draw in the deck, I think.
Yeah. Or maybe Mirror Image number 2 if they had it.
I don't actually recall the secrets have been happening this game. Either way, it's going to start with Arcane Missiles.
Let's go ahead and find out if Avenge will be able to proc.
Ooh. Don't want face. That's
Avenge is one of them. And it lands with the Mysterious Challenger. You can always freeze it with Water Elemental as well. And it lands onto the 1/1s. Okay, so this ends up being Noble Sacrifice and probably Redemption. Unless Competitive Spirit's been used too.
They gotta go. Did they get it off?
It is Competitive Spirit, and they actually take the safe route here, which I really like doing here. So this way, if the rag misses, they still don't die if the rag hits.
Oh my goodness. Faith in the rag. And this shoots down Mysterious Challenger. They need to pick up something good. Tyrion bordering off the top. And that is going to be a big pressure point for Santa Barbara to close out the game, but it's not out of the woods just yet.
This is like, need to draw Polymorph, Silence, like, this is the turn to draw the Miracle card right now.
Is there anything they can even do?
Right time, because if they didn't, and they played Boom, and then you drew Tyrion, that might have been too late.
Yeah, Ohio State, I think, navigated this situation really well, but just wasn't enough at the end of the day. Just barely off for being able to make it happen.
I mean, you could say that, yeah, UC Santa Barbara drew those big bombs at the right time, but that game would have been a lot different if they had drawn them earlier.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, they had a lot of turns they didn't draw them, too.
Yeah.
Maybe they need the Faith in the Water Elemental to go to the face and then keep it alive for...
With that full combo.
What if they... Oh, yeah, you're right. I was like, what if they innervate Living Roots? And it's like, yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, the full Force of Nature Savage with the frozen face would be 27.
So we know the Boom's coming down, but what happens afterwards? Water Elemental is almost certainly going to face. Do you trade the Lotheb, or do you deny that 5/5 from your opponent? Wow, very interesting that they choose to make that.
Okay, so they're saying I want Lotheb to hit the face twice here and really set up an opportunity to lethal. I don't really care that you can reduce more minions or more spells. And in this case, what do you do?
Gosh, I'm not sure they climb out of this, honestly.
You have to silence
your Lotheb Savage Roar, or silence your Emperor.
Thorson, yeah, and then Savage Roar here. Oh, they're gonna try to hide behind the Druid of the Claw. They're gonna attack it.
Yep. Which this is fine as well. I mean, just any way to protect yourself and hope that you can draw out of the situation is really what their out is.
It might be, but it's still looking pretty dicey. They're gonna even go ahead and play the Druid of the Claw before killing a Boombot to increase their chances of not taking that damage.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so it doesn't hit the face. That's a pretty good outcome. Probably the best. Still just a couple of card and damage points away from Ohio State closing this out.
Oh, jeez.
Fireball. How much damage is that?
Enough? 7, 8, 9,
Arcane
10,
Missiles to
11.
face.
Arcane Missiles will end the game.
Arcane Missiles
Wait, they can Arcane Blast and Arcane Missile. That'll end it.
Yeah, they can guarantee 2 shots to the face. They have exactly enough mana to ping as well.
This is the one they got to spot, though. Like, this one isn't quite as clear-cut as some of the other ones we've seen.
You can also sequence them properly.
Yep.
If you Arcane Missile, like if you Fireball and the Arcane Missiles first. But, I mean, this should be very clear for Ohio State if they can go ahead and claim themselves as the champions. Unless they Boombot gamble.
You can also just Arcane Blast and then run into Boombot as well.
Yeah, that is. And there it is. Looks like they're going to spot it. Arcane Blast and Arcane Missiles. And we have ourselves a champion.
We certainly do. Ohio State spotted it. That's going to secure game number 5 and the Collegiate Hearthstone Championship.
Pretty cool for 3 freshmen to come in 7 weeks of the regular season, 2 weeks of the playoffs. They were actually the underdogs coming in the playoffs, too. They didn't have the best record. And they made it all this way, securing $12,000 per player in scholarships.
Man, they can't believe it. It's awesome.